Today, I want us to talk about Miguna the man. Since his deportation to Canada, we have learned a number of things. One, that Miguna Miguna is actually Joshua Miguna Miguna. Two, as a student at the University of Nairobi, he was expelled. He once sought as a student a passport to travel to Cuba. Cuba then a hotbed of communism. That was denied. We have also learned that Miguna Miguna, Joshua Miguna, obtained a Kenyan passport fraudulently. We have learned that it took a telephone call from Immigration Minister, the late Otieno Kajwang, he of the Bad Mapambano fame, for Miguna Miguna to get a fake passport. Now, we must stop here and engage. I've always maintained that as Kenyans, going forward, we must stop doing the bad things we have done in the past. But we must also admit all of us have fallen short of the glory of the nation, that none of us is clean. We must start afresh, because if Miguna Miguna, he of ideals, can obtain a passport in that manner, if this be true, it shows really as Kenyans, all of us have a bad past. We need to start somewhere, forget the past, and move forward and make it impossible for anybody to steal, to engage in fraudulent activities, and all those things that undermine our nationhood. We have also learned that Miguna Miguna was not only arrested and perhaps went through some ordeal, but that people outside fought for his release. I isolate the Canadian High Commission. So we also learned that Miguna Miguna is a Canadian citizen. And the Canadian ambassador or High Commissioner in this country sought, by way of intervention, to have the government produce Miguna Miguna in court or to them. Again, I must stop there and challenge us Kenyans. What do our diplomatic missions abroad do? Do we decide a man has failed as a minister and proceed to post him as an ambassador to a country outside this country? Do we admit that we are sending you as an ambassador not because you'll do anything for us, but because it's a political reward? Look at what the High Commissioner from Canada is doing. He's intervening. Do Kenyan ambassadors intervene when our citizens suffer in Saudi? Do African ambassadors intervene when Africans are enslaved in Libya? So going forward, we are learning from this Miguna thing that foreign missions are there to work in the interest of the country, beginning with the interest of the nationals of that country where you as an ambassador is posted. We have also learned that Miguna Miguna has a past that doesn't surprise anybody when he engages in the way he engages. But I have a word for government. We in high places, we who have been lucky to occupy public space at the top, must never do things that are laughable, must never do things that the common Wanjiko would not believe. Nobody, no person will believe that Miguna Miguna is not a Kenyan. So if you say Miguna is a non-Kenyan, even the old lady in Kiangoma village, near Tumtumu in Madira, Nyeri County, will not believe you. He knows Janyando is as Kenyan as you and I. And you cannot convince anybody that Miguna is not a Kenyan. So let's not do things that do not make sense even to the lowest of the lowest. However, as a country, we must also learn something from the Miguna ordeal. The Miguna ordeal is one in a series of things that the government is undertaking, ostensibly to stamp down, to show its authority, to crack down on dissent. But I want to tell government this. On 30th, after Raila took his oath, whatever you want to call it, This oath marked a kind of catharsis. The people said, Baba Mekula Biblia, and they had kind of forgotten this thing. In fact, I want to tell government, the only thing that was being discussed was the 3 cowards. Anybody who followed this thing in the social media will tell you people had forgotten about this swearing as soon as it happened. So if there's anybody in the intelligence service or in the political circles around the president who tells them otherwise, they are cheating. There was nothing, and therefore there's no point in cracking down. There is no point in deporting Miguna. There is no point in withdrawing the passports of NASA luminaries. There is no point of withdrawing the security of NASA principals and the other members of parliament and withdrawing the vehicles of those in various committees of the parliament. There is absolutely no point because, as I've said, after 30th, Kenyans were beginning to accept. There was healing that was taking place. The next phase was dialogue, because I want to tell the President of the Republic of Kenya that this thing was getting to its conclusion. When people are pained, they do a number of things. They go through the stages. When Raila ate the Bible, that was the final stage, and this thing people are going to accept, and people are going to accept you as the president, because whether we like it or not, you are already in the State House. And I am asking the president finally to do one thing, to help Kenyans move on. I'm asking the president to help Kenyans accept him. Mr. President, Kenyans will find it difficult to accept you if the kind of things that are taking place today go on. Stop the crackdown and let Kenyans accept you. All of us want peace. Not a single Kenyan doesn't understand that we are peaceful because of God, number one. We are peaceful, we are able to do the kind of things we do on a daily basis because there is order and stability in the country. This order is there because we have a president in State House. If there was a disputed presidency and there was nobody in State House or the president, that would have spelled doom. None of us will go about our business as we go on. So, Mr. President, things are moving on well. Kenyans are beginning to accept. Making it easy for them to accept that is the best thing. And therefore, do it for us. We love you so much. We have accepted you are the president. Sit down with Raila, sort out the remaining bit of it, and stop the crackdown. It doesn't help anybody.